and Kashmir, the cooperative movement was at its zenith up until 1980s. However, the sector suffered dwindling activity for the past many decades. Braving the gloomy winds of subdued activity, the cooperative movement started renewing its lost vigor soon after the application of Article 370 with the creation of a Ministry of Cooperation in July 2021, providing a fillip and direction to the ongoing efforts of the UT government. The recent interventions orchestrated by the Union government have played a pivotal role in bolstering the cooperative sector in J&K. Through a series of strategic interventions, the government has fostered an enabling environment for the proliferation of cooperative enterprises, increasing the presence of the sector. PACS, that is Primary Agriculture Credit Societies, form the backbone of the cooperative sector in the country. The Union government, to empower the same, has come up with several interventions for their strengthening, which are highlighted as under. In order to increase the viability of PACS, model bylaws for PACS have been prepared by the Ministry of Cooperation after consultation with all stakeholders. These model bylaws will enable the PACS to undertake more than 25 business activities, including dairy, fishery, etc. And it is my pleasure to announce that all 537 functional PACS in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir have already adopted these model bylaws. The Government of India has also approved a centrally sponsored project of computerization of these PACS. Accordingly, JKUT has also started this critical digital transformation. The total financial implication of the project is 22 crores and is being implemented in consultation with NABARD. Sir, we are happy to apprise you that all the 537 functional PACS in J&K shall be computerized by March 2024, linking the PACS with the district central cooperative banks, bringing in transparency and efficiency in their functioning and facilitating farmers with doorstep banking. PACS as Jan Aushadhi Kendras is next. More than 100 PACS from J&K have already applied for PMJAK licenses and 30 have obtained the same. The remaining shall be made functional by 31st of December 2023, giving access to rural population to affordable generic medicines within their vicinity. PACS will now also operate as common services centers, allowing the rural populace to avail over 300 essential services at their doorstep. So we are happy to share that all 537 PACS as of today have been onboarded as CSCs in the UT of J&K. PACS have also been allowed now to operate petrol pumps in the CC2 category by Government of India, and 5 PACS in J&K have applied for the same. The process of establishment of these petrol pumps is underway. The commencement of the world's largest decentralized grain storage program in cooperative sector marks a monumental stride in ensuring food security in India. In J&K UT, Rajbagh Multipurpose Cooperative Society in Kathua has been selected for the pilot phase with successful transfer of 8 canals of government land for the project. Here, I will take a moment to express my gratitude towards our worthy Chief Secretary Sir, who guided us to enter into negotiations with NABARD to have the project funded at an interest rate of 2% at par with the rest of the country, as previously the same was being offered to J&K at 5%. Sir, I would like to inform you that these efforts have resulted in the funding at not a 2% but an interest-free loan at 0% interest rate. The implementation of the project is likely to begin soon. 3 new national level multi-state cooperative societies, namely National Cooperative Organics Limited, Bharatiya Bij Sahkari Samiti Limited and National Cooperative Exports Limited were established by the Honorable Home Minister and Minister for Cooperation with an authorized share capital of Rs 500 crores each. These cooperatives have been established to enhance the marketing of cooperative products. These societies will receive support from relevant ministries. For instance, the one focusing on exports will be aided by the Ministry of External Affairs. So, given the India's predominant agricultural nature, farmer interest groups, which have been brought under the umbrella of the cooperative sector through the formation of FPOs, can play an important role in these cooperatives. They aim to boost the potential of agriculture produce, facilitating their entry into both national and international markets, Currently, 69 cooperatives from JNK-UT have applied to be part of these national level multi-state cooperatives, and this number will keep increasing, sir. I now come to a very crucial aspect regarding representation of Jammu and Kashmir cooperatives at the national level. The cooperatives cannot exist in isolation. The primary cooperatives are amalgamated into secondary ones, which federate into apex level societies. These apex level societies then become members of national level federations, which are more than 19 in number in the country at present. JNK currently is underrepresented in all the national level bodies such as National Dairy Cooperative Federation of India NCTFI, NAFED, TriFed, etc. Your good self's indulgence in making JKUT an active part of these federations is highly solicited. Our aim for this year is to find a foothold in these bodies so that the interest of JNK cooperatives is adequately watched. It is high time that all these 19 plus federations begin their JNK chapter, opening floodgates for marketing of JNK products, many of which are indeed best in the country. As we navigate through the cooperative sector, one cannot underestimate the pivotal role played by our cooperative banks. They serve as a crucial financial backbone for access to credit in the rural areas. Presently, the Union Territory houses a total of 9 cooperative banks, comprising 2 Apex Bank, the State Cooperative Bank, and Discard, 3 secondary level district central cooperative banks of Jammu, Anantnag, and Baramulla, and 4 urban cooperative banks. Over the past 2 years, dedicated monthly meetings and other concerted efforts have been instrumental in enhancing the financial indicators of these banks, fostering greater discipline and operational efficiency, resulting in the following positive tangible outcomes. During the financial year of